Welcome back. We locked and loaded in this bitch. What's really good? Welcome to another fabulous episode of the Danny DiNero podcast. I'm your host, Danny DiNero. With me,
Coco.
Hey, and we're here to wreck shit as usual.
Definitely. I think the nation is wrecking itself on its own right now.
Yeah.
It's on a fucking rampage at this point.
It's definitely getting there. It's how are you dealing with this whole quarantine?
I think I'm okay with it. I've definitely just been trying to use it. I'm still working, first of all, so...
Hey, give it up for an essential.
Jesus. I was actually looking forward to being a stay-at-home dog mom. I think that's my hardest part.
You don't want to do that, man. It's rough out here for people trying to collect unemployment. You see the news?
Well, yeah, that's like my little joke, but yeah, no, my job is like, we'll see you at 9 a.m.
Yeah, it's like 300,000 people still waiting to get signed up for unemployment.
I'll say I am grateful that I do have job security and that I do still have a job. And, you know, I know there's a lot of people that do not right now. And, you know, especially being like Vegas is like a tipping, you know, under the table industry. So I know a lot of people are not going to be, even when they get unemployment, they're not going to be making nowhere near what they're accustomed to. So I hope everybody just hangs in there in the meantime. The good thing with Vegas is I do feel like it will recover. And I do feel like it'll recover quickly. I was actually talking to someone about that today. Like, they think the tourist like vibe is gonna die down, and I was like, I don't think so. Like, I don't think that's gonna turn people off, because it's like this is going on everywhere.
Right. So
I don't think it's gonna slow the tourist season. If anything, I'm like, there's probably people who jumped on those, hey, let me just buy a $50-$100 flight, depending on where you're coming from, to Vegas while it was cheap. Like, fuck it, you know. So if anything, I think it's gonna like turn up once this is all kind of lifted.
Right.
But as far as the quarantining, I mean, I'm still doing my day-to-day. Like, I go to work, you know, I work full-time, I go home, I do my thing. Aside from, like, now I'm starting to feel my general maintenance. Like, I'm gonna have to take off my nails soon. I'm about to start living that thug life really soon with, like, my general maintenance. But that's okay. It happened. So, but I'm trying not to be in the whole negative spirits of it. Like, oh, I'm bored, or oh, this sucks, or I'm just like, I don't know. I've been talking to a few people about it. That, like, I have a girlfriend that is gonna hang out with someone, and they're over here like, oh, what can we do? And I'm just like, what do you mean? What like, use your imagination. Like, you could still watch movies, cook, you know, play board games, play cards. Like, I'm like, you could still, like, have a good time. What, just because you can't go to a restaurant, you can't go to the movies, or, you know?
What's good? Chilling, man. Doing my podcast right now. What's good with y'all? You already in? You about to drop some bars? Let it out. Let it out.
I'm off the record. Hit this train. Go in, Freddie.
Go in, Freddie.
Alright. Check it. I'm off the record. Andy in front of me. I'm just fine.
Damn, bro. Check it. He's not a record because Andy's in front of him.
What's going on with y'all? How y'all living? Y'all good?
We trying to look good.
Y'all trying to live? What's that energy like over there?
It's cool. To be honest with you, there's no not a lot of people. You know what I mean? That's really what it is.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure, man.
Other than that, it's been cool.
That's cool.
It's different.
Yeah, it's going to be different for a long time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that's
true, 100%.
Definitely going to be some adjustments here for everybody going forward.
For sure. So what's up with this podcast? Talk to me about it.
You live right now.
I know, but what? You're making the podcast.
Well, we were just talking about the whole COVID situation and people being unemployed and people that still work in essential jobs, things of that nature. Like yourself. Look at you. You're essential. You're essential, baby.
He said you're essential. You're essential.
Yeah, no, but man, this is yeah, man. Yeah. No, it's crazy though, because like it's like dead ass. Like it feels like the life that we knew it is like, I won't say it's gone, but it's definitely altered.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
things are gonna be different.
Right. It's like
it'll get back. 100% it'll go back. And to be honest with you, when it goes back, I think it'll be pretty quick.
You think it'll be pretty quick?
Yep, I do. A lot of people think it's gonna take a lot of time. I think it'll be pretty quick.
So what's your prediction for it to be back to normal? Like by next spring?
I don't know when. To be honest with you, I think when everyone is allowed to go back to work, I think that's the moment. Do you hear this one?
Yeah.
That's when it'll go back to normal. 100%. It's not going to be like people are going to go back to work and then slowly it'll get better. Absolutely not. It'll get better right away. It's just when people start working. The second the strip comes back, the second people are allowed to go back to work, that's when it'll get better. It's not going to be like, oh, people aren't going to be able to work and things are going to get better. No, the second everything goes back to being open, people are going to spend money. Trust me. Some people are saying they don't got money. A lot of people that were making $2,000, $3,000, they're out here living lavish. As they be. They're still making $4,000 a month. They have a check coming to them.
Yeah.
You get to live, like, and all respect, like, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? But all those people, nothing changed.
Yeah.
The people that got affected are the people that made well over $100,000 a year. You know what I mean? So if you made 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 grand a year, some people made $1 million, $2 million. Those are the people that are hurting. They have no way to make money. There's no source of income because the income that you have coming in, even if you had that check coming in or unemployment, that don't pay your mortgage.
Yeah. It's very, very minimal. Yeah, you can't really.
So the people that do help us a lot in our economy, nothing changed. And that's why I think that the second it goes back, people that are making a lot of money, we're going to go back to spending money because we're going to be making good money again. And the people that weren't making money, they never went to not making money because they're still making at least $4,000 a month. Unemployment right now in the state of Nevada is $4,000 a month.
Really? Is that much?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's $600 every week, and then you have your stimulus check.
That's one of the people that make less than $75,000 a year.
There you go. Most of the people that are unemployed are the people that made under $75,000 a year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not the people that weren't making that.
Right.
And the people that were making that are now making a quarter of what they were making, but it doesn't matter. You know, it's a time and period. So I guarantee you the second this starts, everyone goes back to working, it's going to change quickly.
Okay. Well, I mean, I hope so. I hope you're right. I definitely hope you're right. You know me. I'm just like, man, bring back the damn sports. Bring back the sports.
I feel it. I think the only big problem people are going to have is gambling when we come back.
What do you mean? Oh, like nobody's going to want to gamble?
No. I feel like people are going to gamble more than ever.
Really?
What about the race time, bro?
What do I think about what reselling?
It's 7 o'clock.
San Maria.
Alright, can you send it back here? It's ready.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you get back to it, man. I appreciate your input, though, man, for sure.
For sure. I was just messing with you. Have a good day, all right?
All right, man. You too, man. Peace. Yeah. Oh well, he's optimistic. He says it's gonna go back. What is this? Quantum activists. Everything's gonna snap back, but a lot of businesses are gonna close. A lot of businesses are gonna close permanently. Oh yeah, there's definitely a lot of people that's not gonna survive through this. That's for sure. That's for sure. Because, it's a lot of businesses that were kind of like, I don't want to say living paycheck to paycheck, but living month to month.
Oh, yeah.
They needed their revenue from January to take care of February. They needed their revenue from February to take care of March.
I'm hoping, like, they'll have, there's always going to be people who are just like, kind of in, like, their depressed mode where it's like, there's no way to, like, they're not going to try. Because I'm like, I've already been seeing so many, like, small business loans, like, places aren't doing lockouts. So it's like nobody's really trying to collect right now. So I'm like, use that to your advantage. Like, pay what you need to pay. Obviously, You're still going to owe them money at the end of the day. So I think if you walk into any situation with that mentality, like, okay, I do owe this money. It is what it is. I'm not the only one in the boat. Look into, like, the financial aid, like, the help, all that. There's going to be a lot of that for, like, small business loans, things like that to kind of help you get on your feet. And like I said, I agree. I think once everything opens, like, just the social media is, like, everyone's, like, itching to get back out there. And I'm just, like, I mean, of course, like, I do miss, like I said, my day-to-day stuff.
Yeah.
Like, my maintenance and all that. But I'm hoping at the end of the day, like, kind of brings some awareness to people, like, don't stand so fucking close to people.
Yeah. Hey, what up, John? What's going on? The Juniors crew. Oh my God. Yeah. What is it, 2020? What was that, 12 years ago? Sheesh.
Yeah, bro, like, that's when I started there. I started there like 12 years ago.
Oh man, same here.
Yeah, bro.
Same here. How you living, man?
Everything's good, man. Like I said, I was saying, I wrote. There was a lot of phantom businesses already. In the business world, they have a term called phantom businesses. Those are businesses that were already hanging on by the skin of their teeth. You know what I mean?
Right.
Those are the businesses that's not going to come back.
Right.
They're not. Matter of fact, two of my friends' jobs told them they're not reopening. They're like,
wow.
Hey, look, get your, unemployment as much as you could, whatever like that. It was like, we're not reopening. We can't. They were in the middle of lease negotiations and stuff like that already, and then the businesses already was like in debt. So they were like, yeah, this was it. That was it. Like you said, those businesses that can't afford to go a couple of months, they have to go month by month, and every inch of revenue counts.
Right.
With those businesses. So it's like, I told you I was moving over to Vegas, right?
Yeah. You've been saying that for like a few years now.
I know. I'm still gonna do it. I was literally like this close to doing it. Actually, I just showed my sister. I got approved for application for these apartments.
Okay.
In Henderson.
Okay.
And,
yeah, that's where I stay at.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm in Henderson.
Yeah, so I got approved, and I was like, damn. I said, right before all this crazy shit happened. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I was dealing with my own, trying to like, take off on my own. And then when this happened, I'm like, all right, but it ain't gonna set me back too much, because right after all this is done with and everything snaps back, I'm still coming over there. There's gonna be a lot of opportunity.
So you still in New York right now?
Yeah. I'm in Long Island right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You can't bring your ass to Vegas until that shit is all the way done.
Oh, I know.
We don't want nothing of what y'all got over there right now.
It's funny.
Shit was good, L-Dub.
where I'm in Long Island, this is like suburbs. Like, we don't even encounter anybody.
Right.
And we've been, what I'm saying? Like, we just been like, it's like living off the grid pretty much, you know what I'm saying? And so, I like that. That's why I left Manhattan when I did. Because I was in Manhattan. I was staying in Manhattan. And I left Manhattan before all the craziness happened. I was like, nah, I saw it coming. I was like, nope, I'm out.
Yeah, they would have definitely got you if you would have still been in Manhattan with all this going on. That's crazy.
Yep. I was like, I'm out. I'm like, this shit is crazy. Like, I'm like, nah. But like the dude that was just talking said, man, I think I was telling everybody this too. And it's funny because before somebody showed me that Sylvia Brown prediction in that book about the 2020 pandemic and how it was going to disappear just as fast as it came. Before I even saw that, that's the reason why my friend showed me it. Before I even saw that, I was telling my friend, who's in North Carolina, I was telling him, I said, bro, I don't know why I feel like this. I said, but I feel like just as fast as this came in and shocked us, it's going to disappear fast. And to be honest with you, even out here in New York right now, the numbers are slowing up a lot.
Yeah.
So I believe because if it was still going in the same pattern, the pattern that it was doing before,
right,
we would be at like 250, 300,000 right now. But we're not, slowing up a lot. So I think that what's happening now is we're starting to see the climax of a lot of it happen right now. And I believe just like I don't know if you remember what was it? Was it the bird flu? I think it was a bird flu. You remember bird flu?
Yeah, I remember bird flu.
We had that. That was a pandemic that everybody was so afraid of at one point, and they had a couple of vaccines in the work already because I think that was a major problem in Africa at one point or something like that with that shit. So they were able to start developing the vaccine, but before they even got the vaccine out, that shit was like, gone. And everybody was like, what the fuck?
With the quickness.
And people was making jokes about it lately. Like, you remember comedians and shit were making jokes about it. Like, yeah, the bird flu, this and this and that must have flew out of here. That shit, I think that's the same thing that's going to happen with this, to be honest with you. So I'm staying optimistic about it.
I mean, well, they say as long as you're in good health when you get infected, I mean, you're gonna be, obviously dealing with symptoms for a couple of weeks, but then after that, you're good.
Right, keeping your immune system strong.
Yeah. I mean, so essentially, if all the healthy ones just went out and just got it real quick and then just dealt with it for a couple of weeks, essentially we'd be out of this already, right?
Right. I think what they're trying to prevent, though, is being that it's a new strand or a mutated strand, and there's a lot of theories behind that. I could go on for hours with that. But being that it's a mutated strand that they're not so sure about, and they're scrambling for the vaccines and stuff, they don't want it to become endemic, which is the term of means that something that's going to cycle into society yearly, seasonally, just like regular flus do. So they're trying to avoid that from happening. But I feel like that's not going to happen. Just like bird flu is not endemic, and just like swine flu is not endemic, and just like SARS is not endemic, and just like MERS is not endemic. You know what I mean? I think that we're going to see this pandemic, and it's just going to play its course, and I don't think it's going to come back next year. Now it might show up in another couple of years from now, depending on the circumstances, seasons, and I also think that this is accelerated by global warming too. I think climate change is making us accelerate the way it's supposed to be. The way it is right now. And I think that if we get a balance in our seasons right now, you gotta remember, New York didn't even get a winter. And I was down in Florida for all of January. Florida was like 90, 100 degrees in January and part of February when I was down there. I was on Daytona Beach like almost every other day. You understand? So we really have had a weird season as far as weather goes. I think once weather stabilizes too and it starts getting warmer, I think that's when it's going to knock a lot of that shit out. It's going to disappear.
Well, everybody I'm talking to is very optimistic about it, so that's good. I'm definitely hoping this goes with the quickness, because this is just crazy.
Right.
But
anyway, I'm gonna go.
Hey man, I appreciate your insight, man. Appreciate you calling in. Hurry up and get to Vegas, bro. That way you can go outside. That way you can go outside with no worries, because you can't go out. You can't go outside in New York without worries. Man, y'all got, what is it? Y'all got more than half the cases just over there alone.
I know.
That shit crazy.
Over here, bro.
But I get it. I get it though. With all the public transportation, it's only
public transportation and it's a dense population.
Yeah.
Everybody, especially in New York, in New York City and the boroughs and shit, and they're still working. I was in Brooklyn the other day, and I went out there like covered up, like completely, like geared down.
Yeah.
I was out in Gowanus, but I had, of course, I had to come through Barclays. I took the Long Island Railroad to Barclays. And by the way, I was the only one on the Long Island Railroad car that I was on.
Wow.
I was the only one. There's nobody riding the Long Island Railroad right now.
Yeah.
But long story short, I got to Barclays,
mm-hmm.
and then I walked down to Gowanus to my storage unit from there. I see niggas in groups, like chilling.
That's what I was gonna say. I got people in New York that told me like motherfuckers are still on the block just chilling. Like you're supposed to be practicing social distancing, and everybody up there still just chilling, shooting dice on the corner, like it's nothing. Yeah.
And I saw a Chinese restaurant, the Chinese restaurant right by Barclays.
Yeah.
Like right across from PC Rich's. This shit was fucking full of people. Like it was packed. I was like, what the fuck? Bro, that shit, they wilding out there. I'm telling you, they wilding out there, bro. Like, and that's the other reason why I can't fuck with out there like that, because niggas think that shit is a joke. And I got people that I know from the Bronx and shit that hit me up in my inbox like, oh, you falling for that shit, dude, bro. I saw you with your mask on the other day. You falling for that shit. That shit is bullshit. It's government cover up and all. I was like, nigga, I know somebody personally that died that was supposed to be.
I was gonna say that's all it takes is for you to know somebody that's affected. Then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, this is real. This is real. I know this person.
Right. And now I just the other day it was two people that I grew up went to school with. Mm-hmm. One guy's he's actually in the ICU right now, and another dude just passed away yesterday. My sister came in the room to me and she was like, yo, look at this. You remember this dude? And I'm like, oh shit, I went to school with him. Right. But he's my age, so it ain't people like, oh, it's only gonna affect old people and this and like, nah, my nigga, this shit is catching everybody right now. Yeah. Gotta take care of yourself. Gotta build that immune system. Definitely. All right, man. Well, stay bundled up, man, and I appreciate you, dialing in. Most definitely. Be in touch with me, man. All right, peace out. Yeah, man. Peace. But yeah, so, where were we? This IG Live, man, this is gonna be like I don't want to say the future, but this is definitely the current. Mm-hmm. This is definitely the current right now. This is definitely the current. I want to give a shout out. Well, not even a shout out really, but I want to acknowledge. Wilson Utu. Get well, bro. It's a client of mine. I sold him a Nissan Titan. He's hospitalized with the coronavirus. I know. I see him in the paper. I was like, damn. I just seen this dude like 6 weeks ago. It's crazy. But I mean, he's recovering. Yeah. So that's good. That's what I mean. It's like, I don't know anyone like personally by name or, I have a few people on social media that are like spread out that they're like, oh, I had a family member that tested positive, but, thankfully they're not hospitalized. They're just kind of like a cold kind of thing, like I said, an amped up cold. They're quarantining, they're staying at home, they're staying away. They're monitoring it. So as far as like people I actually know, then yes, that's as close as it's gotten. But I have been paying a little more attention to just like my like surroundings, like my city, like where places I go. And it's been like a lot of like the workers that are still working during these times. A lot of the workers are starting to get affected, like at grocery stores and stuff like that. And of course they're taking, like the proper measures and everything like that. But it's like, they still got to stay open. There's still people that, need groceries every day. There's like baby food, etc. So I've just been like, and I feel like it's just getting closer to home. Like I do property management and we're getting emails where it's like, oh,
you know, we have properties all over the U.S. and it's like they've been changing our system even to where it's telling us like if someone is quarantined, like where we can change it, like this person's quarantined, don't do work orders, don't do nothing. So, and they finally had one at one of our properties here in Vegas. And, you know, of course I'm going to look it up and be like, oh, it's only a couple miles, you know? And then now it's like hitting the grocery stores by my house. And so it's like, I'm like, okay, this shit is getting like it's very real. It's very here. It's close to home. You know, like people are really dying from this. So it's like, exactly when you hear about the people who are just hanging out and like nothing has changed. It's just like, of course, you don't care now until your freaking mother dies or, you know, your sister, your relative, you know, and then it's like, oh.
Then it's serious.
And then it's just like, it sucks. Like, stuff like this has to happen. And it's like any kind of way, like just a variety where it's like, nobody gives a shit until it affects you. And it's like, that's the kind of mentality that gets us here. Like, oh, you don't care if you wash your hands or you cough in, you know, in someone's air, and you might be, you know, young and your immune system's up, but you don't know, like, you just coughed on someone who's going to take it home to their grandmother. It's just like, there's like a huge ripple effect. I'm definitely, like, I believe in that very heavily, that like your actions or something you might do, or just even like a decision you make can affect someone that you don't even really fuck with. And it's like, would you have done that if you didn't know why? Like, why do you have to know the repercussions for you to be a good person or try and avoid something? So part of me is like, damn, is this karma? You know, like this is kind of like the universe humbling everyone. Like, sit your ass down, wash your fucking hands, like.
Which people should have been doing anyway. Right?
Like, why you gotta have a whole pandemic to like.
You got your finger in your ass, like, wash it afterwards. Right.
So it's definitely eye-opening. And like I said, I like the people who are being very positive, because of course I do see the people who are just like, oh my God, I'm so bored. I can't wait till this is done. Like, I'm going to rush to the fucking restaurants. And I'm just like, you can still get food. Like, why are you over here? Like, it just kills me. Like, oh, I can't wait to go here. I can't wait to go here. I'm like, almost every food place that I fuck with is still open right now. Like, you just have to take it to go. Like, what? Because you can't sit there? Like, I don't get it. So.
But yeah, so, all right. Gave Wilson a shout out. Talked about the IG Live. I guess let's take it from the top. What are your thoughts on the rise of Adonis? And I don't mean Creed.
What's his name? Well, I mean, hasn't he been doing well, or?
Who? You
talking about the basketball player?
No.
Wait, Adonis. Who Adonis?
Drake's kid.
Oh, who the fuck cares? He aight, the hell?
Savage. No, but like,
he looked like his grandma. Like,
do you think that's why what was the Soulja Boy said? Drake wanted to hide the kid from the world, you know, whatever. Do you think that's why he's been hiding his kid? Because he knew that this was going to come? His kid was going to surface, and everybody, the trolls was going to come out?
I mean, no, honestly, because when you're famous, shit, they're going to find something. Because it's like, look, everyone, I've seen the memes where it's like, everyone expected him to have like the little fade and like the dark, you know what I mean? To look a certain way. But it's like, no matter what this kid looked like, he was going to get something from it. Like, it was going to be funny, or like, oh, this is why he's hiding him, or, oh, you know, the dreams are strong. And, and it's like, exactly, like, until I seen like his mom and the baby side by side, I'm like, oh yeah. But then I'm like, I relate, because my parents, I don't look nothing like my mother. Like, it literally skipped a generation. I literally feel like me and my sister look like our grandmothers, and like completely different grandmothers, like where it's like physical features, everything is completely opposite, and we have the same parents. So it's like, I don't know. Maybe I just, like, don't have time to be over here stressed about someone else's kid. Like, ain't nobody feeling bad for him. He's Drake's son. He's,
of course not.
You know, I'm just saying, like, he's about to be super cute. Like, I don't know. It's like, I don't think he was hiding him for that. I think he had his own reasons, like, maybe to be different. Because everyone's like, oh, you know, they follow, you know, they put their kid out there from day one. Like, oh, she's pregnant. Oh, she's this. Oh, she's that. You know, oh, my baby's born. You know, it's like maybe he just was like, wanted some privacy. Like, he's always in the limelight. So it's like, you know, you kind of deserve that. Like, there's some things you want to experience, like, just like a regular experience. Like, let my kid just grow up, be born. Let me, you know. So, I don't know.
Man, looking back on it now, man, Pusha T won that battle.
Oh God.
Man, he was like, just his kid just coming out a couple years later. It just adds to those punchlines of him. You know, he took advantage, obviously, of, you know, Drake, you know, not wanting to talk about his kid and whatnot. But, I mean, it's a cute kid. Don't look nothing like Drake, but it's a cute kid. You know, I could definitely see all the similarities in Drake's mom, for sure. I know if Drake could do it all over again, I know he would have chose different, but, you know, it is what it is. It happens. What can you do? I mean, I just think, like, dang. How many bodies you think Drake got?
Oh.
At least 10,000, right?
It's a lot, yeah.
At least 10,000. Think about it. He's been in the game 10 years.
Right, exactly.
365 days in a year. You think he at least smashing 1,000 girls a year?
Oh, yeah.
That's a good number, right? Mm-hmm. And out of the 10,000 you slip up on, porn star, like, come on.
Well, but I mean, I guess the porn star, whatever, the whole slipping thing. But it's like, but look, the kid looks like grandma. Don't matter, you know.
Yeah,
it's not gonna.
But I mean,
it could have swayed it a little bit, but your genes are gonna pop through, man. Like it's
that's not even about the genes. I'm looking at it like this. Think about all the relevant pussy he had.
But that's for a lot of people. It's like, you was with this person, you have a kid with this person, you could have been with this person, and it's just
only
like...
thing I can think of is that...
Maybe they had a vibe.
Maybe the pussy had to be so fire that he was just like, she called him slipping, like... He's like, I gotta go in that thing. I'm out of my 3-pack. I gotta just go in there and get one more thing before I head out. That's the only thing I can think of, because... Somebody like Drake strikes me as the type who's got backup plans, contingencies in place. And he's pretty careful. He should be very
responsible and careful, and etc. And like, of course, it's...
So let me ask you this: Do you think this was a case of Drake being irresponsible, or a case of Sophie trapping him? And the reason I say that is because, for example, let's say I've personally know people who got caught up with not throwing or flushing the rubber, busting in the rubber, taking the rubber. Girl pops up later with a kid.
Right. You know what? I mean, with that kind of thing,
and as quiet as kept. That's what goes down in a lot of underground circuits as well.
Oh,
I've seen... girls be getting stuff, and yeah, I got Dwight Howard's DNA right here. Or I got LeBron's right here. You know, what you paying?
Right. No, I mean, I definitely believe that. I've seen, like, I don't want to say it's like TV shows or where they kind of talk about stuff like that. I definitely believe it. I don't put it past nobody. 'Cause it's like that. Fucking bitches do that to regular dudes. I'm like, fuck LeBron, or, you know, like, bitches over here doing that to regular dudes just to keep them for life. And it's like, for what? All you're doing is hurting and creating another person. I think it could have probably been a little bit of both. 'Cause I actually have friends that I grew up with in high school that I have had one-on-one conversations where it's like, was with this girl forever, was trying to kind of break it off, and then boom, pop out with a baby, and it was just like, yo, what happened? I thought you was trying to break it off, and he was literally just like, caught me fucking slipping, like, and I'm like, it takes two. It's like, of course, if you're gonna have that person that wants to be in your life forever, and you don't have it enough to like just full on break it off, and you're still fucking smashing, it's like, that's why they say it literally takes two. It's like that the woman or even the man is gonna constantly check you for you trying to be slipping, and then once you're not, nobody's perfect. As soon as you fucking slip up, and it's like, oh, boop, well, now we're done. Like it's done. I don't even care what you say, you know. So it's like, I know someone like personally that has gone through that, and it's just like that's all everyone ever says. It's like, caught me slipping. And I'm like, exactly. I'm like, they knew you were going to slip eventually. And it's like, maybe like, of course, I don't want to like just put this on a woman, because like I said, I've known men that have done that shit too, where it's like, oh, now you're my baby mama for life. And it's like, ugh, like, what?
Well, let me ask you this. How does the man trap the woman?
Same thing, like trying to have a baby.
I know, I understand that, but I mean, there's a thing called Plan B. For example, if I was a chick,
like, I see what you're saying. Like, she could still. Some people there is, but not everybody believes in that. Like, I have a girlfriend that I went to high school with, and this motherfucker, it was on like baby number 2 or 3 in high school, because her religion, her family did not believe in any kind of contraceptive. So if it just happened, it happened. Like, so, like, of course you could be like,
that's not the guy trapping her though.
Oh, of course. I'm just saying, like, I mean,
we're all aware if you decide to fuck somebody, there's a chance that you can have a kid.
Right, but like,
so she got to take responsibility for that.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter. Oh, you're taking responsibility. It's both our kids.
Yeah, we're both doing it. You just said you don't want to just blame it all on the girl, because there's guys that do it too. How's a guy gonna trap the girl if, 1, she's fucking him, and then 2, she decides she's not gonna take any Plan B or anything? It's no secret
that there's fucking not some smart women out there that are gonna, oh, I didn't bust, or I didn't this, or I pulled out, or, you know, I mean, I
think the only way a woman can say, oh, he knew what he was getting himself into, I think she needs to, like, right from the beginning, just say, like, look, just so you know, if we have sex, something comes from that. I don't believe in abortions or pills or anything.
Nobody's having these conversations.
But these are conversations that should be had. Because I feel like a guy, for example, most guys, they're looking to have sex, right? And what the heck's blowing me up? Most guys are looking to have sex, and they're not thinking about the repercussions from it until afterwards, right? Mm-hmm. So in the event that they're like afterwards, like, oh shit, dang, I forgot to pull out. All right, don't worry about it. I'm gonna go spend this little $50 at Walgreens or whatever and take care of it. Oh no, I don't believe in taking those. Huh? No, what you mean? Like, you know what it was? We had sex. Kids come from having sex. Mm-hmm. Don't you think there's a little miscommunication there?
Right, but I mean, I totally see what you're saying, but I feel like if you're already getting to the point where you have, like, I'm not waiting. If I'm getting ready to have sex with you, I'm not waiting right up until it's like, let me take my pants off. Oh, by the way, how do you feel on this? The fuck? Like, if you're one of those that would wait to that last minute, I just can't fuck with you. I'm sorry. Like, you're just, your life is irresponsible. I don't know how you made it this far.
Right.
I don't know. Like you're supposed to, I don't know, maybe I'm old fashioned. You're supposed to get to know someone before something like that transpires.
Old fashioned? Nigga, you like 22. Who are playing?
I wish. I would. You know, I am.
I am.
You heard it right here. Come next month, we'll be crying. Damn it. I don't know. I just feel like it comes back down to society is stupid. That's why I'm like, all these people have these kids. Mm-hmm. different parents. You know, I don't want to make it sound like I'm bashing this broken families. It's just like, you wonder where these bad habits and just, I don't know. Like, I don't think this is the way it's supposed to be. Of course, things happen, but now it's just so common where you're not with someone. You have all these fucking kids, and then it's like you have bad relationships with, you know, the families, and it's just like, and all it's doing is creating and setting that setting for that new person, that new child, and it's just like all they're gonna do is do the same thing, like history be repeating itself, and it's, I don't know, I just feel like everyone should want more for themselves. So I'm like, if you both are just vibing like that and you didn't take the time to have this conversation before y'all laid down, then nobody can help you. So
right. Okay. I feel that. Well, let's lighten the mood a little bit. I know we're like a week later, but did you hear any good April Fool's jokes?
I did. I heard one funny one. I think with everything going on, like, nobody is paying attention to like holidays or any kind of lightheartedness. So, I mean, it was nice. Like, I know all this kind of popped off around St. Patrick's Day, which most people get like super lit, party for no reason. Just, that's literally the only excuse.
Right. Oh, it's March 17th. Let's get fucking faded.
Right. So for that, like, that completely got like looked over. And then it was April Fool's, and same thing. A lot of people, like, normally you see the whole fake pregnancies, and then you see the people who are like, please don't fake a pregnancy. Some of us have a hard time getting pregnant, and, you know, like the downers, and, or, you know, so like you start to see like the pattern throughout the years. But I only did see one good like prank, and it was from someone I know personally from school. And
I'll give him a shout out.
No.
Okay.
No.
Tag him in this video. No.
So it was like they, you know, family setting. They have their own kids and everything like that. And so long story short, it was like the mom and the kids are like little preteens, like 10 to 12. And so it's like all the kids were involved, and like they were pranking dad. And dad, I guess, was like in the backyard or like kind of like within earshot range.
Right.
So it's like one of the kids like hit the wall really hard with like a ball or something. Oh, okay. Look. So I guess the mom had downloaded, if anyone knows what Chromecast is, downloaded a cracked screen effect on Chromecast and casted from her phone.
Oh, I see where this is going.
To the TV.
Yeah.
And then boom, one of the kids hits the wall with a ball really, really hard, and mom, you know, goes off and it's like, oh my God. And then here comes dad running in like, what the fuck was that? Yada, yada, yada. And it's like, oh, look at the TV. Of course, dad is fucking pissed. Like, what are you doing playing in the house for? You know better. Like, just livid. Like, oh my God, the fucking TV's completely cracked, like shattered, broken, and everyone's just like, you know, with these faces, and of course everyone starts kind of like smirking. It's like, what the fuck is so funny? Like, this ain't funny. Like, the TV is done. And then of course they let him in on it. But so I'm like, that was nice. Like, I like seeing like little family things. Like they really bonded together to get over on dad's ass. And that was like, I really like that. Like thinking outside the box. Like she fucking full on downloaded a cracked screen and casted it to the TV. I was fucking dead. I was like, oh my God.
That's hilarious.
So that was a good one that I heard. I didn't seriously hear any other ones, to be honest. It was actually like really weird. Normally it's like a lot of pranksters, but you know, social distancing, you're kind of stuck with the same people. So
I had seen two that I thought were pretty funny. I'll start with the first one. I had seen one, and here's the thing: 2020 has been such a fucked up year. I wasn't even thinking about April Fools.
Yeah, nobody
So like
was.
when I seen what I seen, I was just like, oh, is that true? Oh, you know. So I seen one that basically said if the NBA season is canceled, that the Lakers are going to be the champs because there's a provision in one of the rulings based off of a certain amount of games that are played. If the season comes to a halt, team with the best record is automatically crowned champions. And the way they were writing up all the stuff, like rule number 674C and all that bullshit, like I was like, oh shit, like they had me going for a second. Like I was like, that's a kind of a dirty way to get the championship, but hey, Lakers,
we'll
baby, I'll take it.
We'll take it.
I'll take it. I'd rather somebody get a chip than nobody.
Right.
But then I started thinking about the records, and I was like, wait, he said the best record. I was like, didn't the Bucks have a better record than the Lakers? So then I was like, no, this don't make no sense, because how the Lakers got the best record in the West. Bucks have the overall best record. I'm like, what makes Lakers so special to win the championship before the Bucks, with Bucks having a better record? That's what I'm thinking in my mind. So then when I started Googling, trying to see what the records are, then I'm starting to realize the date. Then I'm realizing what website posted it. And I'm like, oh my God. These motherfuckers got me. They got me good. Because I was over here like really doing my Inspector Gadget shit. And then the other one that I seen was crazy because it started as an April Fool's joke and then became reality. I seen an April Fool's joke that Tekashi had just got released.
Oh shit, yeah.
And it was talking about why he got released and blah, 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 blah. But it turned out it was a fake.
And he really did get released, didn't he?
I was going to say, but then like 2 days later, he really did get released.
Yeah.
So I thought that was funny as shit. And this guy, he ain't waste no time. He already back to his old tricks. I mean, he ain't as blatant as he was before. Wild,
yeah.
But he, like, for example, like the first thing he did on social media, there was a posting about something about an informant or some shit like that. Like, anybody with any information come forward or some shit like that. He posted on there and was like, dun, 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 to the rescue. I was like...
You know what? Like, with stuff like that, you have to go with it, because it's like, if you let it, like, break you or get
because
you...
if you let it bother you, then they're going to use it against you.
It's going to use it against you.
But if you embrace being a snitch...
He'd be like, shit, look at me. I'm like, it's sad because it's like, look at me. I'm over here walking the streets. I caught a little glimpse of something where it was like, they said all his, like... It was some social media that he had all of a sudden, boom, got all these like new followers or new ads or new whatever, just because everyone, even if you don't really fuck with him or you don't like him, you want to know what he's going to do, because it's just going to be hilarious. People are going to talk about it. It's going to be relevant as much as you might not want it to be.
Right.
So it's like, you're embracing that kind of stuff. You're really not giving people anything to say. And exactly, I mean, this isn't like the old days where, like, keep to your shit, like your code, where it's like, oh yes, snitches get stitches. No, fucking, apparently snitches walk free and beat fed fucking cases and, still get to live their life and shit. And it's very scary, because I'm like, oh God, this is not where our society needs to go and follow, and that you can do all these reckless things and just walk fucking free. But it is going to be interesting to see where that goes.
Right.
So.
Okay. But yeah, other than that, I didn't really hear anything else that was really, yeah. So we haven't talked about it in a while. Let's share our thoughts on The Walking Dead, since the season technically just ended. I like the fact that I found out who the character was. Like little, how we talked about Beta. Oh, yeah.
Beta being who he is.
Right.
I like stuff like that because it just makes me think, like, and I like seeing like people's like growth and, potential as far as like acting wise and stuff. But honestly, I think I like it better as Beta, as being like a leader or like the main villain.
Right.
Like Alpha definitely had so much potential just because she was like batshit crazy. But now I really think Beta is taking the fucking cake. Like, he's just completely lost his shit.
Yeah.
You know, listen to her. You know, like, what?
Right.
You know, and how the whole creating his own mask, and so I'm excited for him to be a villain. You know, make things scary again.
Mm-hmm.
I knew they were gonna do Michonne, how they did Michonne. Like, it was gonna be something creative, where, like, I did not think they were gonna kill her off.
Yeah.
Pretty much, because I'm over here like any other person. Like, I know Judith really technically isn't hers, but she knows that's her mom, and, you know, that's her little brother and all that. It's like, they really got, like, that was my only concern. I'm like, what about the fucking kids, dude? Like, I mean, obviously, you know, that they're like a village. It'll take a village to raise someone, but...
Right.
And they totally will, but I'm just like, you lost your dad. You know what? RJ never even met his dad.
Right.
All he knows is the story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I really feel like they did that. Like, they got the kids to give Michonne permission to venture off.
Right.
Like, they made it okay. Which I'm okay with. I prefer something like that versus some fucking cheesy death or some fucked up death that was just like, that's it, you know, that's all you're giving us. Or the kids finding out your mom's not coming back, or, you know, it's just
right.
like, nobody wants that sadness. We get it, you know, it is a fucked up world. But I definitely feel like I knew they were going to do that, like some kind of send off where it was like mutual. But I do like the fact that like they could bring her back, or she could pop up, or, you know what I mean?
I
like,
mean, they're obviously gonna bring her to the Walking Dead movies.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna pop up there with Rick. So that's obvious. I mean, that's cool. Me personally, I didn't really like the exit. I thought it was kind of weak. I think she should have at least got like 2 episodes in the mid-season finale. They gave her 1 episode, and it was just...
I think my only thing is
just so weird. Like,
it's just predictable. And I mean...
Because here's my thing. Watching the episode, Michonne and the gang have been through way too much to keep just falling for the same bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, the episode we just seen this week with Princess. You see how quick they caught her bullshit?
Yeah.
So why is it Michonne who's like the OG?
Right, like they're over here showing. They're over here showing snippets of who she could have been if she didn't meet them, and it's like she would have just been this ruthless bitch if she had met Negan.
Right.
You know, exactly. That's what I mean. It comes down to it's so predictable.
And then on top of that, you had walkie-talkies the whole time. She was able to communicate with the whole gang back on the island. Why didn't somebody tell her, like, the minute that Alpha was dead? They waited until she called in.
Right. I mean, the stuff like that is gonna be.
You know, she went to go get weapons so you can fight the Whisperers. Alpha's dead. You don't think that's something important that you immediately, hey, get your mom on the phone. Let her know that we killed Alpha. You gonna wait for the mom to call? Like, come on.
Yeah,
man.
that's what I mean. I think that's the only thing that upsets me is just because it's getting on and off. It's gotten predictable, and I'm just like, obviously we watch shows to be like amazed and wowed and, you know, intrigued at the same time, but I'm just like, come on, man, you gotta do better than this.
And then I didn't like how they kind of went with the Rick exit.
Right, that's
trying to get her to reminisce on the past and all that. Like, come on, like, it was cool with Rick because, you know, he was more of a real. He was like a full on send off. Like, not only that, but he was legit hallucinating because he was fucked up. He was fucked up. He was
bleeding trying
out.
to like lead the walkers away from his family.
He was teetering on going to the white light.
Yeah, he really was going out like a soldier kind of shit.
Cool. And that was cool how it brought back Shane, all the people. I think it even brought back Herschel before he died, right?
Yeah.
Herschel was in there too, right? Yeah, so it brought back a lot of like
yeah.
Was Lori in there?
I don't remember.
You remember Lori, right?
I know who she.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I remember Lori. I just don't remember.
I don't remember she was.
I don't
in there.
remember it showing like something good with her. I don't.
Yeah, but I remember it had Carl. I remember it had Shane. I remember it had Herschel. I think it even had. Did it have Glenn? It might not have had Glenn.
I don't remember Glenn.
So that was whatever. That was cool. I was okay with that send off.
What does it mean? And then
But then this guy.
He traps
over here trapping people in fucking jail cells and feeding them fucking acid and mushrooms or some shit. Like, come on, man. Like, you gotta do better.
I'm sorry. That shit, you have a whole child that is grown and you've been doing this for so long. I'm sorry. I'm not letting someone fucking walk behind me, or I'm not risking I don't know. I feel like I would be so much more of a savage, just because it's like I have my own shit to worry about now. It's like I have my own fucking kids. Like, if I have to kill you, it's not like, oh, I'm killing you for pleasure or like because I like it. It's like I gotta do it to make sure I get home to my people. So at the end of the day, like, there's no fucking rules here. There's no law here.
And then here's another plot hole that nobody really talked about, so I'm gonna bring it up. I will start with the defense. I will say, okay, I get it. You quickly came up with a way to write Michonne off because she's taking a break from doing the show. I get that. But, come on, you gotta do better. You trying to tell me this bitch found a random stranger and is willing to hop on a boat, go wherever the hell it is because they quote-unquote got weapons that they can use against the Whisperers. When the Whisperers... Come on, man. Y'all done took on fucking communities with guns. Whisperers don't even have guns. What's wrong with the guns y'all do have? And then on top of that, Alexandria, Hilltop, Oceanside, Kingdom, all you guys are united. Last I checked, weren't they trying to go to Oceanside to get guns to fight Negan?
Yeah.
But Oceanside was like, nah, because Negan's too strong. And they took over and still took out Negan, right? So why wouldn't you, if you're already in good with Oceanside now, why wouldn't you talk to Oceanside? Look, we got these Whisperers. They're going to do blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Give us some guns. No, you going to fucking hop on an island and fucking swim all the way across, ride a boat all the way over here, leave your fucking kids behind, go to some strange place in hopes of this random stranger's going to give you all his weapons? Mm-hmm. Come on, man. It don't make no sense. None whatsoever. But, and then, I mean, this right here is just a little rant, but I get it with like the whole Corona shit. That last episode we seen was technically the season finale for now because there's one more episode. Mm-hmm. But they didn't finish editing it. So we gotta wait till later in the year when they finish editing the episode.
Yeah.
Here's my thing.
I don't.
You got all these people doing shows on IG Live and all that. You trying to tell me people can't edit production from their home? You trying to tell me all these graphic and visual editors and all that ain't got MacBooks at home? What are we doing? What did y'all do? Wait till the week of the fucking states being shut down to film the episode?
Who knows? Because, I mean, I feel like now they do kind of do stuff like that. Wait till the last minute because they're so worried about shit getting leaked. So, yeah. I understand that. I definitely understand that. But, yeah, you could have been a little more proactive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they're postponing it because maybe yeah, people are home to watch it, but maybe they expected like more of a hype from it or more of a presence. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like didn't we talk about movies that are being postponed and stuff like that? Like a lot of people are just like no because they don't want to. They rather lose some money postponing it than releasing it, trying to like salvage something. And it not having, like, the clout that they had hoped. And then they're going to blame it on, it's like the COVID-19. That's why this shit is not as good as it should be, or,
Like that Vin Diesel Bloodshot movie?
Oh, God.
Came out to the theaters, and then right after that, everything got shut down. His worst box office opening ever.
Yeah, so exactly. I mean, you could be like, oh, that's because of the situation. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't watched it yet.
I'm bummed. We gotta wait a whole another fucking year to see Fast 9.
I know.
The movie's done. You're gonna push it out a whole year?
Yeah, they want the year, that's excessive, but they want this shit to be long gone behind us so they can fucking crack us yeah, exactly. They want to crack us all the way because they know, like, you know, people, even if shit opens all back up at once, like, there are going to be some socially conscious people who are still going to be like, going to test the waters and still kind of keep to myself before I just jump back out there.
Yeah.
So same thing that they know, like, that could take time, so they're not going to risk that. They want to do some fucking...
We need movies and sports to come back to just bring back some fucking sanity to the world. It's like, did you get a chance to take a look at the videos that I sent you, the little clips?
No, I was literally in the middle of work. So
that right there, like, literally brought tears to my eye because I forgot, one, how good it was to go to the movies because it's been a while.
It has.
And then on top of that, the Avengers Endgame movie, that was like that ending was like 10 years in the making, ever since Iron Man, right? So it was so many emotional moments in that movie, like, you know, when everybody came back from the dead, like when Captain America picked up the hammer, like it was so many moments in that movie where you was just like,
yeah, like hyped up, I've been waiting for this.
It was so much like wild shit, and the clips that I sent you was basically, I guess somebody was in the theaters recording while opening night or whatever. So you had the crowd reactions in the background. Oh my goodness, man, did it bring back, like, it's one thing to just watch the movie, because like I still to this day I watch the movie and there's certain parts I still get like
little pieces,
I get like hyped about. But then when you got the crowd reaction, it almost takes you back, because I remember being in the theaters and watching that shit, and there was certain parts where motherfuckers was like, oh, or ooh, like, you know. And yeah, man, I missed that. But I brought up Marvel to just say, man, this DC is all fucked up right now. All fucked up right now.
Yeah.
So, you know how the Superman and the Batman and all that is gone, right? Obviously, you see they're doing the new Batman with, what's his name? I can't think of his name right now. Robert Pattinson. Obviously, production on that stopped because of the COVID-19. But what they were going to do, the Flash movie, they were going to use the Flash movie. I don't know how familiar you are with the DC Comics, but I think you've seen the Justice League cartoons, right?
Yes.
Do you remember the one? I think they're going to base it off that, the Flashpoint one, where like basically shit's all fucked up. So Flash resets everything by running around the world to reset it.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to do something like that to reboot the DC characters, like the ones that they're getting rid of. Like, obviously, they're not getting rid of Aquaman or fucking Wonder Woman or Shazam, but obviously they're going to get rid of Batman and Superman.
Right.
So they're supposed to be using the Flashpoint for that, right? But now it hasn't happened yet, but I think there's a good chance that Ezra Miller won't even be the Flash anymore.
Ezra Miller?
The guy that plays Flash in Justice League.
Yeah. No, I like him.
Well, I like him too. I think he's pretty quirky and funny. He makes a good Flash. But this guy just a couple of days ago was caught on video basically choking out a woman in Iceland at a bar. Yeah. So supposedly the story goes, people were harassing him and trying to play fight with him. And of course, nobody's got the footage of all of that beforehand. All they got is him grabbing the bitch by the throat, like, are you fucking serious? And taking her down to the ground. Of course, that's all the footage that was released because
Right.
Nobody's going to show when you were getting fucked with before that, of course. But yeah, he hasn't been dropped off the movie or anything yet, but I think it's a strong chance. I think it's going to be a strong chance that if that picks up some steam, you know, this Me Too movement we in, you can't be fucking with these bitches, man. Oh, I'm sorry. Can't be messing with these ladies.
You can't be putting your hands on a woman when you're
can't put your hands
in
on
a fucking position to be.
You want to put your hands on bitches? Make sure it's a dog.
No, don't even do that.
And then the other thing that I wanted to talk about DC wise was the girl in Aquaman.
The redheaded chick. Yeah.
Johnny Depp's ex-wife or whatever. She just got dropped from Aquaman 2. She's not going to be in Aquaman. You know why?
Nope.
So, do you remember a couple years ago, whatever, when her and Johnny Depp got separated?
Yeah.
All this stuff that came out about him being abusive?
Yeah.
Turns out...
None of it's true.
Private investigator can't find not one soul on earth that has anything bad to say about Johnny Depp. Nothing abusive, nothing. So now it's looking like that she was lying. So now it's looking like she might be facing jail time. Mm-hmm. Because now he's suing her for defamation of character.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now she's all fucked up in the game. So let me ask you this. I love these kind of topics. Let me ask you this. Do you think Johnny Depp should walk away from it as far as like drop charges and just let bygones be bygones? Or do you think he should basically charge to the fullest extent and basically ruin her life since she attempted to ruin his? And keep in mind they have a kid. They have a kid together, right? Pretty sure they got a kid together. I mean,
if he already started the process, I mean, I'm not one of those where it's like, oh, you know, she's the mother of your child. No, I'm sorry. That bitch knew what she was doing because what? Like, exactly, you would have ruined his life, or what if he would have went to jail, or, you know, you want that evenness, you want that fairness, you want the whatever, then you have to have that common sense that it might not go in your favor. Or even if they found something, or you know what I mean? Look, we just talked about fucking Tekashi over here walking freely over some crazy shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, what if they did, okay, yeah, he hit her once, or, you know, this is what happened, and they went to court and nothing came of it. You know what I mean? It's like, there's so many different outcomes. So it's like, you walked into this, especially if that shit wasn't true, like nothing, like maybe if, he hit me once and he's abusive and, you know, your feelings is hurt. But at the same time, you walked into that scenario with the intentions of starting some shit. Right. So now, which to me, I'm like, I just don't get these people where it's like, you see how famous, you see how powerful, you knew who you hooked up with from the start. You know what you have going on in your finances. Like, I just don't get these people who are just so quick to throw it all away for what?
Right.
For what? Did you really think he was going to go to fucking prison for life? like, let's be real here. No. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So I feel like these people just like get these crazy notions in their head that they can do these things. Like, dude, I don't even know her fucking name. You know what I mean? It's like, you think you're fucking better than Johnny Depp? Like, hell no. Like, there's hella fans, there's diehard fans that'll be like, man, I hope he slapped you now. You know what I mean? Like, that are just like, oh, wild. Right. So it's like, I think if you had every intention on fucking his name up, then he has every right to just go after you. Reap what you sow. Like, I don't care if you're a man, woman, two women going at each other, two men. Like, if you don't start no shit, won't be no shit. Like, I am 100% believer in that shit. Like, nope. And now look at you. And what, we're supposed to feel sorry for you because you're the woman, or you know, he what? Now you're gonna say he cheated on you or some crazy shit, just some sympathy ploy.
Right.
So no, I mean, do I wish she goes to jail? No, I wish, you know, fucking something happens to her. Like, maybe you learn a lesson. And then look, maybe it'll change someone else's perspective from happening. I actually have a really good friend that he said a girl had tried that shit on him. That, she started beating, like, he tried to, like, dump her and, like, ask her to leave his house. And, she started physically beating herself up, like, hitting herself. Like, full on beating herself up. And then was like, I'm calling the police and telling the police you beat me up, like, right now. Well, my boy, he has cameras in his house.
Oh, man. So he recorded her
beating herself up and making the threats. And, yeah, he's like, if you don't fucking leave me alone, I'm going to put you away. Like, they're going to fucking... They're going to get you. He's like, it's the best investment I ever made in my life. My house cameras. I was like, yes, for real. Right. So I'm like, there's the crazy ones out there, man. They think they're going to get away with shit.
Wow. Score 2 points for the good guys. But yeah, that's about it for this episode. I got everything off for the most part that I wanted to really talk about. Well, maybe we'll talk about Westworld next week, because you know how that shit goes. Like, gotta have a few episodes in the tuck to even talk about that ever changing show. All right, you got anything you want to add?
No, I think that's it.
All right.
Alrighty.
Well, thanks, guys.
Bye.
Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Till next time.
Next time.
Hey, yo, check this out. Supreme making me a big cat.
I'm picking the songs next week, y'all. Don't even trip. I got you. Got you. What is this?